She is the first human in 500 years with no red blood cells. If the human body is 70% water, then this girl is definitely 100% pure liquid. But she used to be the village beauty. Her natural good looks made others jealous. In the flood year they wanted to sacrifice her to the river as the river goddess wife. She thought it was just a simple blessing ritual, so she agreed. Only later did she find out they meant to stop the rain with her life. She died once. Now she has been given new life by a bug monster from the swamp. She traveled with the swamp for decades, but her body stayed the same as a young girl S. Then one day she met the silver-haired insect master Gus. They were both shocked by each other's hair color. Gus stopped to talk and learned that she had been living in the swamp. At first Gus didn't believe her, but after she told him her whole story, Gus realized that a parasite called water worm had invaded her body. They are odorless and colorless and have a liquid structure, but once they are accidentally eaten and enter a human, the host can never leave the water, and if left alone the whole person will turn into liquid, becoming part of nature. They are born in swamps and die in the ocean. When the water worms near the end of their life and head to the sea, the host living in the water will also disappear. Lily was stunned at first. Then she thanked Gus for telling her, but she wasn't afraid of her change now. The swamp gave her a second life. She was willing to be part of the swamp and flow into the sea with it. Before Gus could react, Lily sank into the ground and vanished. But Gus was sure that her tone at the end still had a wish to live. The next day he went downstream to find a doctor for help. On the underground river's only path to the sea, Gus accurately found the spot to intercept the swamp. He gathered all the downstream villagers to set up a big net overnight, because they often received care from the doctor and Gus. The villagers were happy to help. They waited quietly and night fell. Unexpectedly the swamp water suddenly arrived at that moment. It formed tentacles like an octopus. If we called it a swamp before, now it's more like a mass of water worms. Its color stood out from the surrounding water. Frightened villagers thought it was a sea monster and tried to stab it with a fork. Luckily Gus stopped them in time, so the girl inside wasn't hurt. But the huge waves started pounding the net. All the villagers gave it their all, ready to save the girl who wasn't fully liquid yet. A huge amount of water worms filtered through the net crazily. In just 1 minute the swamp was gone. The whole river instantly returned to its usual calm. But Lily wasn't pulled ashore. Seeing the last clothes she wore, Gus wondered if she had already turned into liquid and merged with the water worms. But he hoped she had gone into the sea on her own and continued living like a fish. But the next morning, tiny creatures from the swamp brought the fishermen a huge catch. They also pulled up a strange woman. The villagers quickly called Gus over. To their surprise, the girl's body had become completely translucent. During a period of recovery, the green color in her body faded away. She had never felt so clear and free in her life. It turned out that when she lived with the swamp, she felt the fear of death for the second time. Merging into the swamp and living alone was something she had to accept. But now she had no regrets about accompanying the swamp through its last journey. Gus appearing again was like a calming shock for her. Soon she settled in that village and became one of the big family. But not long after Gus left, he saw 4 swamps suddenly appear in the forest. It turned out the original swamp had been spreading seeds, and without anyone noticing it had quietly given birth to many offspring.